Charles Emergency Centre. We're currently closed.
When questioned about the face of domestic violence in the country versus the city, Administrative Officer at Women's Safety New South Wales and Research Assistant Lesley Friedlander says it's important to remember that this crime does not discriminate. She also says when it comes to the funding of domestic violence in the police department, they are severely under-resourced. Whilst Women's Safety New South Wales is not meant to be an initial point of contact when reporting a domestic violence case, some women have had no choice. According to PwC Australia, the cost of violence against women is increasing in our nation. They estimate that the violence against women costs $21.7 billion each year, with victims bearing the primary burden of this cost. Similar to Hayley Foster's words, Friedlander understands that women in rural and remote areas who have a domestic violence case to come forward with can face very different obstacles in comparison to those in a more densely populated area.
I think the thing that is important when comparing areas to areas is that if you are living in a rural area, your access to support is far worse. If you experience domestic violence in Woollahra Council, you could drive 5 minutes in either direction and be at a police station ready to report the crime if that's what you want to do. But if you're in the Central West, this is so different. You might have to drive 2 hours to be at a police station, and by the time you get there might not be the DV officer on.
Women in rural and remote areas can also experience the issue of having a personal connection with someone in their local police station.
There's often a lot of cases where if you're from the country and you're going to report a DV crime, your partner's uncle might be the head police officer, and then the WDV is his cousin, and then so you are stuck really. Who are you going to tell? It's all his family, and that's in really small towns.
Friedlander also says that domestic violence is such an underreported crime, and that the statistics don't necessarily paint an exact picture of reality.
But a statistic can obviously only show so much, and DV is often referred to as an underground crime. So a lot of the abuse is not reported because they live in such fear.
Whilst Friedlander also believes there needs to be more resources thrown at domestic violence here in Australia, and that our first responders to reported cases need more specialised training, the work being done by Women's Safety New South Wales to spread awareness puts her mind at ease and gives her hope that there will be a change to the face of domestic violence here in Australia.
As many women as I can't help, even if I can help one, that's one person.